post online that we were going to come today and cover this, and we actually got quite a bit of a response, and a lot of the people that seen the post actually had a lot of questions for y'all. I know, yeah. But if you don't mind, I'd just like to ask you guys just a few questions. Okay. So what's one piece of advice that you'd give to all the young couples out there?
Never go to bed angry.
Never go to bed angry.
Mm-mm.
And you?
And what?
What advice would you give to the young couples out there?
What advice would you give a young couple getting married about being married?
Well, I'd say congratulations.
It would be care for each other. Nothing's 50-50%.
Very much so.
Okay, and then my comment is pray together, play together, and accept what God gives you.
Like it's compromise, give and take.
2:35.
She mostly takes.
Is there any secret to lasting so long?
I don't know. Is there a secret?
I mean,
Because you're going to tell people.
Keeping the romance in your marriage.
keeping the romance in your marriage.
Don't give, just because the honeymoon's over, don't quit holding hands and kissing each other, and you just have to keep the romance. Otherwise, it's gone.
That's amazing. Is there any secret to being together that long?
Because he's like, he wants
Yeah.
to, what do they get out of it? Not what awards.
2 words.
What do they get out of it?
2 words. Yes, dear.
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate.
He's
It
right.
works.
It took a
Here we-
long time for him to learn that.
And you work at marriage. It's not just saying I do and everything's beautiful. You work at marriage is
Sure.
a full-time job.
Who was the first one to say I love you?
I don't remember. It's probably me.
Probably you.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was.
probably was. Yeah.
Do you remember picking out the ring?
Yes, we went to a jewelry store in Clinton, Iowa. And it was a little, oh my gosh, little place. And so we picked out, yeah. I do remember that.
I proposed to her.
Yeah.
I guess.
Do you remember the day?
Yeah.
It was
But,
in,
like, they don't.
wasn't on Valentine's. It was in February or March. Your hair looks nice. You got looks good.
How
I
did it
don't know if
happen?
he remembers. Do you remember when you proposed to me?
No.
We had bought our wedding rings, and then on the way out of the store and got in the car, he said, maybe I should ask you. But we had bought the wedding rings before. We just knew, we were older, and we just knew we were comfortable with each other.
This young lady asked me out on her first date. She asked me, I didn't ask her.
I thought, he looks really good, so I'm going to take him now.
We went to Speedboat Park in Sterling, Illinois. And we went with their
It's a
parents.
racetrack.
It's a racetrack on the west end of Sterling.
Dirt.
And afterwards, and we went with their parents, we went to a place called the Y Club, which is right at that intersection, which I don't have any idea how the restaurant would have fit there. And I remember we ordered chicken, that was a big thing, and I was terrified because I thought, I have like $2. But fortunately, her father paid the bill. I thought I was gonna be washing dishes.
That would have been pretty
I
embarrassing.
would, be like, oh no, no.
And back in those days, your automobile was the front seat was clear across. You didn't have this horrible thing in the middle. And I pulls up to where her sidewalk was on this side, the left side of the car, and I was going to get out and open the door, and her other side let her out. "No, I'll just slide over," she says. Well, she has this long dress on, and she gets out the door, and her foot hit the dress, and she fell. I forgot I had the long dress on. And she got up so fast, she didn't give me the pleasure of picking her up. And that's the
You remember that day?
Oh, boy, yes.
It was hot.
Extremely.
And the church was not air conditioned. It's right here in Sterling.
Yeah.
It's called the Big Red Church today.
Did you know on your first date that he was the one?
So he called. My husband had died, and he called about 3 years later. And so he came to the house, and the first thing he said to me, "Do you always look that way?" I had just came home from work. I worked in an office, but that was his first comment. And no and yes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're scared because it's the second time around. And the first one was almost perfect. And then God was good and gave us both a second one.
So who asked who out first?
Oh, that's a. Are you ready for a long story?
Go ahead, absolutely.
I said to him, "I need to go pay the band." He didn't hear me. He thought I walked off the floor, that I didn't want to dance with him anymore. Well, I got done with my business, and I said to somebody, "Well, where's Bill? I thought he was going to wait for me to dance." "Oh, he's outside. He's upset about something." So I went out to say, "Are you going to finish? Do you want to finish this dance?" And from there on, if I had not done that, he never would have asked me out.
So
There's where we see the hand of God.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Love telling that story.
Yeah. Do you notice anything different from today's politics opposed to previous politics?
It's
And-
pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same. With technology and everything changing, and everybody can like just send a message through a text message or anything. Do you guys remember back when you would write letters to each other, or would you have any moments like that, like when you would be apart?
I still have a shoebox full of letters that we would write back and forth. And,
Right.
well, we did, cell phones were out of the picture. My dorm had one payphone, and there were like 900 students there. And so, and Sundays you used to get a break on the bill or the rate, and there'd be like 50 people in line. And so you'd get there early, and then it was kind of like waiting for tickets at a concert. It's like, and then if you had a lot of quarters, you could just hear this collective sigh. "Oh no, he's going to talk for 4 minutes,"
Oh wow.
Yeah. Those were interesting times.
and after that, I went overseas to Germany. And I was gone over a year and a half. So we communicated by writing letters, because there was no such a thing as communications today. Obsolete. So we wrote letters every day to each other.
Because it was actually probably 10 days before I'd get his letters, or 10 days before he got mine. It took that long.
And I called her once on her birthday. And back in those days, they needed to know, when you were going to call, what time. And then they called her to make sure she'd be there. I mean, we had arranged that maybe 10 days ahead so that she'd be there. So that's what I did. It cost me $10 for 3 minutes, which was a lot of money back then.
So he's still interviewing
But
one.
of course, she was more than worth it, right?
I like to think so.
Well,
See their-
I think it speaks for itself because you're here today, still together. So I'm sure he would say it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I know this.
Or did that come off?
Sticker?
Well, if you got it covered up, I don't see it now.
Oh. I don't know what that means.
All right.
Okay.
By the way, that was adorable right there. Yeah, that was something really special.
Oh,
Is there any advice to keep the romance alive or the spice alive?
Oh, he did. Was early.
Sometimes you have to laugh at yourself and each other.
And for him there.
It's just the way it is, you know.
You take
When we
good care
signed
of
in the
it.
dotted line, my hair was a different
All right,
color, and I
thank
had
you.
more of it, and you just have to accept those changes. I broad-minded and narrow-waisted and traded places.
What do you find more attractive about your spouse today than when you first got married?
I think he's gorgeous.
I'm the sister.
And no,
Ann. Oh,
Ann?
That's
So
the one.
you're right here in this
Yeah.
photo, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh wow, that is
Where
amazing.
you were? Oh, did he come
Yes,
up
he
with
did.
this?
Yes, he did.
What?
oh, every
lot of-
now and then I scream at him for something.
Lots of ups and downs.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you always
I
do.
mean,
What's the best thing to do when you're having a down moment or you're having a rough time?
Try to listen to the other person.
Listening.
you need to apologize too,
Yeah.
I think. You know. It's worked for us, so it should work for everybody.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Through all the hurdles, it's all God's work. And our favorite saying is, worry is an insult to God. And again, it's our faith. And working, pouty, women pout. I'm bossy. He calls me Bossy Flossy. And he's strong in his ways, but he's a Bible reader and just working at it. Don't run away because things aren't your way. 'Cause, that's, we can't have our way all the time.
What did her dad think of you?
I think he thought I was okay. Her grandfather really liked me, so I had sort of an intimate, which was kind of nice, because he's kind of like the patriarch of the family, and it's like, okay, go to the top, don't mess with the middle. So. But no, they actually, her father and mother were both just wonderful people.
She keep you going, huh?
We keep each other going.
And God's first, spouse second, children third. Don't put the children before your spouse, because then your marriage isn't going to last when they grow up and gone. Because there won't be anything there. Because children take 18, 20 years out of your life. You're living together, but you're not.
Connecting.
Mm-hmm.
Today we have a combined of 200 years of marriage between these four couples. Our couples are Lloyd and Joanne Crocker, who will be married 33 years this year. We have Betty and Bill Weedoff, who will be married 65 years this year. Carol and Dale Armstrong, who will be married 51 years this year. And then we have Jean and Carol Wright, who will be married 55 years this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. 200 years. relationships never stop growing. Like fine wine, they get better with age. No marriage is perfect. As you continue in this union, you already know that it will continue to take a lot of work to keep your relationship an ongoing success. Many couples tend to think marriage is a 50-50 proposition. Actually, the best relationships are 90-10. If you both will give 90% and only take 10%, you will have a formula likely to continue to bring both of you happiness of a lifetime. As you continue on your journey together, I ask you to remember this advice. Let your love be stronger than your anger. Learn the wisdom of compromise, for it is better to bend than to break. Believe the best of your beloved rather than the worst. Confide in your partner and ask for help when you need it. Remember that true friendship is the basis for any lasting relationship. Give your spouse the same courtesy and kindness you bestow on your friends. Say, I love you every day. So a few things you all have taught me just from listening to the stories and advice, because I like to chit-chat with you guys and really get to know you personally. It's never being too old to hold hands. Is remembering to say I love you at least once a day. Is never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not out of attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in a spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not expecting the husband to wear a halo or the wife to have angel wings. It is looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, and understanding a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is finding the room for the things of the Spirit. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is not only marrying the right partner, but being the right partner. The poem I found was, may the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries. And may you live the days of your lives in peace, love, and happiness. And then I also found a Bible verse in the Corinthians for you guys that says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. So, thank you guys, because I learned a lot from you. So hand for them. And I wanted to thank all of you for lighting a candle for your loved one that passed on, and a happy birthday to Don Gaffey's wife, who would have been 89 today. So that's exciting. Now we're going to go cut cake and shove it in each other's face.
Oh, no.
No?
No.
All right, well, let's go cut cake and have punch.